While Canada is generally considered a safe country with a diverse and beautiful wildlife population, there are some animals that can be potentially dangerous if encountered in certain situations. It's essential to remember that most of these animals are not aggressive toward humans and will usually avoid contact. However, it's always wise to exercise caution and take appropriate safety measures when in their habitats. Here's a list of the top 10 potentially dangerous animals in Canada. Number 10. Cougars. Cougars, also known as mountain lions or pumas, can be potentially dangerous due to their natural predatory instincts and behaviors. Here are some reasons why cougars are considered dangerous. Predatory nature. Cougars are apex predators, meaning they are at the top of the food chain in their ecosystems. They primarily feed on ungulates, which are animals with hooves, like a deer, but they are also capable of hunting and killing animals larger than themselves. Silent stalkers. Cougars are known for their stealth and ability to stalk their prey quietly. They are excellent at concealing themselves and patiently waiting for the right moment to strike. Solitary predators. Cougars are solitary animals, and their hunting strategy relies on ambushing their prey. They may pounce from cover, using their powerful hind legs to leap long distances in a single bound. Prey perception. While cougars generally prefer wild prey, they may perceive humans, especially children or smaller individuals, as potential prey if they are moving quickly or behaving erratically. Territorial behavior. Cougars have large territories that they defend against other cougars. If a human enters their territory, especially near a kill or den site, they may perceive that human as a threat and react defensively. Protecting young. Female cougars are fiercely protective of their kittens, and encountering a mother with cubs can be particularly dangerous, as she may perceive any threat as a danger to her offspring. Unpredictability. Like all wild animals, cougars can be unpredictable in their behavior. A cougar's response to a human encounter can vary based on factors such as the cougar's age, health, previous interactions with humans, and environmental conditions. It's important to emphasize that cougar attacks on humans are relatively rare. Cougars generally avoid humans and prefer to retreat rather than engage in confrontations. However, there have been instances where humans have inadvertently stumbled upon or approached cougars, triggering defensive or predatory behavior. To minimize the risk of encountering a cougar, it's recommended to be cautious in cougar habitat, hike in groups, make noise to alert cougars of your presence, avoid hiking at dawn and dusk when cougars are most active, and be familiar with cougar behavior and safety guidelines if you're in cougar country. Number 9. Rattlesnakes. Rattlesnakes, often referred to as rattles, are venomous snakes found in various parts of North and South America. They are considered dangerous due to their venomous nature and the potential harm they can cause to humans and animals. Here are some reasons why rattlesnakes are considered dangerous. Venom. Rattlesnakes possess venom that they use to immobilize and digest their prey. This venom is a complex mixture of proteins and enzymes that can cause tissue damage, disrupt blood clotting, and potentially lead to systemic effects if injected into a human or animal. Bite effects. When a rattlesnake bites, it injects venom into its victim through its fangs. The effects of a rattlesnake bite can vary depending on factors such as the species of snake, the amount of venom injected, the location of the bite, and the size and health of the victim. Common symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and tissue damage around the bite area. Health risks. In severe cases, rattlesnake bites can lead to more serious consequences, including systemic effects such as nausea, vomiting, dizziness, difficulty breathing, and even organ failure. In some cases, untreated bites can be fatal. Limited warning. Rattlesnakes have a distinctive rattle at the end of their tails, which they use as a warning signal when they feel threatened. However, not all rattlesnakes will rattle before striking, and young rattlesnakes may not have developed a fully functional rattle. This can make it difficult for humans and animals to predict their behavior and avoid potential encounters. Camouflage. Rattlesnakes are well adapted to their environments and can be difficult to spot due to their camouflage. This increases the risk of accidentally stepping on or disturbing them, leading to defensive strikes. Unpredictable behavior. While rattlesnakes generally prefer to avoid encounters with humans and animals, they can become defensive if they feel threatened or cornered. Their behavior can be unpredictable, and even a seemingly calm rattlesnake can become agitated and strike if provoked. Given these factors, it's important to exercise caution and respect when encountering rattlesnakes in their natural habitats. If you live in an area where rattlesnakes are present, it's advisable to educate yourself and others about their habits, be vigilant when hiking or working in areas where they might be present, and seek immediate medical attention if bitten. Prevention and awareness are key in minimizing the potential dangers associated with rattlesnakes. Number 8. Coyotes. Coyotes are generally not considered highly dangerous to humans, but there are some factors that can contribute to conflicts and potential dangers. Urban encroachment. As human populations expand into natural habitats, there is an increased likelihood of interactions between humans and wildlife, including coyotes. This can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. Pet threat. Coyotes are opportunistic predators and can pose a threat to small pets, such as cats and small dogs, especially in urban and suburban areas. They might see these pets as potential prey. Protecting offspring. During their breeding season, coyotes can become more protective and territorial, which might lead to defensive behaviors if they perceive a threat to their den or young. Food scavenging. In urban areas, coyotes can scavenge for food in garbage cans, dumpsters, and other human waste sources. This can sometimes lead to bold behavior around humans, as they become habituated to human presence in search of food. Rare attacks. While rare, there have been instances of coyotes attacking humans, particularly when they feel cornered, threatened, or provoked. This is more likely to happen if a coyote has become habituated to humans due to intentional or unintentional feeding. Disease transmission. Although not a direct danger in most cases, coyotes can carry diseases like rabies, which can be transmitted to humans or other pets. It's important to note that most encounters between humans and coyotes are harmless. However, to minimize potential conflicts and ensure safety, it's recommended to take certain precautions. Do not feed coyotes. Feeding coyotes can cause them to lose their fear of humans and become more bold, which can lead to dangerous situations. Secure pet areas. If you live in an area where coyotes are present, keep your pets indoors, especially during dawn and dusk when coyotes are most active. If your pets are outside, make sure they are supervised and in a secure area. Secure trash. Make sure your garbage cans and dumpsters are secure to prevent attracting coyotes and other wildlife. Hazing. If you encounter a coyote that seems too comfortable around humans, use hazing techniques like loud noises, waving your arms, or throwing objects to reinforce their natural fear of people. Educate yourself. Learn about coyote behavior and how to coexist with them. Local wildlife authorities and organizations often provide information on responsible coexistence. If you encounter a coyote behaving aggressively or in a concerning manner, it's a good idea to contact local wildlife authorities for guidance. Number 7. Orca whales. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are considered apex predators in the marine ecosystem, and their behaviors can sometimes be interpreted as dangerous. However, it's important to note that orcas are not inherently dangerous to humans. In fact, there is no documented case of a wild orca killing a human in the wild. Most interactions between orcas and humans are peaceful and often involve whale-watching tours. The term killer whale actually originated from observations of their hunting behavior, where they were seen preying on other marine animals, including smaller whales. Orcas are known to have a diverse diet that can include fish, squid, and marine mammals. Some populations of orcas have even been observed cooperating to hunt and capture larger prey, such as seals, and sea lions. This behavior, while natural for the orcas, might lead to the perception of danger. In captivity, there have been a few incidents involving captive orcas injuring or even killing trainers. These incidents are often attributed to the stress and confinement of captivity, as well as the complex social dynamics within orca pods. However, it's crucial to differentiate between the behavior of captive orcas, which can be affected by their environment, and wild orcas. In the wild, orcas are highly intelligent and social animals that exhibit complex behaviors and strong family bonds. While they can be powerful and potentially dangerous in the context of their natural behaviors, they are not typically a threat to humans. As with any wild animal, it's important to respect their space and behavior when observing them in their natural habitat to ensure both human safety and the well-being of the animals. Number 6. Gray wolves. Gray wolves, like many other wild animals, can potentially be dangerous to humans in certain situations. However, it's important to note that unprovoked attacks on humans by gray wolves are extremely rare. Wolves are generally cautious and tend to avoid human interactions. Most reported wolf attacks on humans have occurred in situations where wolves have been habituated to human presence, are accustomed to being fed by humans, or are experiencing conditions that might alter their behavior. Here are a few factors that can contribute to instances where gray wolves might be perceived as dangerous to humans. Habituation. When wolves become habituated to human presence and associate humans with food, they might lose their natural fear of people. This can lead to increased boldness and potentially risky behavior. Food competition. In some cases, wolves might approach human settlements or areas with livestock in search of easy prey. Conflicts can arise when wolves target domestic animals, which can lead to confrontations with humans trying to protect their livestock. If humans inadvertently approach wolf dens or territories, defensive behavior could be triggered. Disease and displacement. In certain situations, such as when wolves are suffering from diseases like rabies, their behavior can become unpredictable and aggressive. Similarly, habitat loss or changes in prey availability might force wolves into closer contact with humans, potentially leading to conflicts. Surprise encounters. Like any wild animal, if humans surprise a wolf unexpectedly, the wolf might react defensively out of fear. It's important to emphasize that most gray wolves in the wild will actively avoid humans and pose little to no threat. Many of the concerns about wolf attacks are more related to misinformation and fear rather than actual risks. Conservation efforts and education can play a role in minimizing conflicts between wolves and humans. If you find yourself in an area with wolves, it's a good idea to familiarize yourself with local guidelines and best practices for coexisting with these animals to ensure both human safety and the well-being of the wildlife. Number 5. Black widow spiders. Black widow spiders are considered dangerous due to their potent venom and the potential effects it can have on humans. Here are the key reasons why black widow spiders are considered hazardous. Black widow spiders possess venom that contains neurotoxins, which affect the nervous system. While their venom is not always lethal to humans, it can cause significant discomfort and potential medical issues. Painful bite. A bite from a black widow spider is often reported as intensely painful. The initial bite might not always be felt, but within a few hours, the pain can become severe and localized. Systemic symptoms. In addition to localized pain, the venom can cause systemic symptoms such as muscle cramps, spasms, chills, fever, nausea, vomiting, headache, and sweating. These symptoms can vary in severity depending on the individual's sensitivity to the venom. Neurological effects. The venom affects the nervous system, leading to muscle contractions and potential difficulties in breathing and swallowing. Severe cases can result in paralysis of certain muscle groups. Vulnerable populations, children, the elderly, and individuals with pre-existing health conditions may be more susceptible to the effects of black widow spider venom. Medical treatment. While fatalities from black widow spider bites are rare, medical attention is advised, especially if severe symptoms develop. Antivenom might be administered in severe cases to counteract the effects of the venom. It's important to note that black widow spiders are not naturally aggressive toward humans. Bites usually occur when the spider is threatened or inadvertently disturbed, such as when someone puts on an article of clothing containing a hidden spider. To minimize the risk of encountering black widow spiders, it's recommended to wear gloves when reaching into dark or hidden spaces, such as woodpiles or outdoor storage areas. If you suspect you've been bitten by a black widow spider or experience symptoms after a bite, seek medical attention promptly. Proper identification and treatment can help manage the effects of the venom and prevent complications. Number 4. Black bears. Black bears, like any wild animals, can potentially be dangerous to humans, although the risk of a black bear attack is relatively low. It's important to understand that black bears are generally more timid and less aggressive than their larger counterparts, such as grizzly bears or polar bears. Most black bears will actively avoid humans and are not naturally inclined to view humans as prey. However, there are situations that can increase the potential for conflict. Surprise encounters. If a black bear is surprised by the sudden presence of a human, it might react defensively out of fear. This is why it's recommended to make noise when hiking in bear country to alert bears to your presence and give them the opportunity to move away. Protecting cubs. Like many animals, a female black bear with cubs can be more defensive and protective. If a human gets too close to a mother bear and her cubs, she might perceive them as a threat and act aggressively. Food conditioning. Bears that become accustomed to finding human food, such as in campgrounds or residential areas, can become more bold and persistent in their search for food. This behavior can lead to conflicts if bears start associating humans with a food source. Predatory behavior. While black bears are not typically predators of humans, there have been extremely rare cases where black bears have attacked and killed people. These incidents are usually associated with specific circumstances, such as bears that have lost their natural fear of humans or have become habituated to human food. To minimize the potential for conflicts with black bears and ensure safety,
Hey bear.
make noise while hiking to alert bears to your presence. Carry bear spray and know how to use it effectively.
Hey.
Store food properly in bear-proof containers to prevent attracting bears. Keep a safe distance if you encounter a bear and do not approach it. If you encounter a mother bear with cubs, give them plenty of space and slowly back away. Understanding bear behavior and following guidelines for bear safety in areas where black bears are present can greatly reduce the likelihood of dangerous encounters. It's important to respect and coexist with these animals in their natural habitat while taking necessary precautions to ensure both human safety and the well-being of the bears. Number 3. Grizzly bears. Large and powerful, grizzly bears can be dangerous if threatened or surprised. They are found in remote areas of Western Canada. Grizzly bears are considered dangerous to humans primarily due to their size, strength, and territorial nature. Several factors contribute to the potential danger they pose. Size and strength. Grizzly bears are massive animals, with adult males weighing up to 600 to 800 pounds or more. They have powerful muscles and sharp claws that make them formidable predators. Protective mothers. Female grizzly bears can be especially dangerous when they have cubs. Like any protective mother, they become highly defensive and may attack if they perceive a threat to their offspring. Territorial behavior. Grizzlies are territorial animals and can be aggressive when they feel their territory is being invaded or when they encounter other animals or humans in close proximity. Surprise encounters. Grizzly bears are generally solitary animals, and sudden encounters with humans can startle them, leading to defensive reactions. Food defense. Grizzlies are opportunistic feeders and may defend their food sources aggressively if they feel threatened or if they perceive a potential competitor. Curiosity. Grizzlies are curious creatures, and their inquisitiveness might lead them to investigate unfamiliar objects or humans, which can be risky. It's essential to remember that grizzly bears, like all wild animals, typically avoid human interactions when given the chance. Most attacks on humans occur when people inadvertently get too close to bears or approach them without taking appropriate precautions. Human-bear encounters can be reduced through education, understanding bear behavior, and following guidelines for safe practices in bear country. If you find yourself in bear territory, it's crucial to make noise to avoid surprising a bear, carry bear spray as a deterrent, and give the bear plenty of space to move away. Avoid running or sudden movements and, if necessary, slowly back away from the bear while keeping it in your sight. Always be bear aware and follow local guidelines for safely coexisting with these magnificent but potentially dangerous animals. Number 2. Polar bears. Polar bears can be dangerous to humans due to their natural behaviors, environment, and the potential for interactions in specific circumstances. Polar bears are apex predators and are adapted to survive in the harsh Arctic environment, where they primarily hunt seals. Here are some reasons why polar bears might pose a risk to humans. Predatory nature. Polar bears are carnivorous predators, and their primary prey is seals. When hungry or in search of food, they may view humans as potential prey, especially in areas where their natural prey is scarce. This can lead to predatory behavior and potential attacks on humans. Curiosity and aggression. Polar bears are naturally curious animals and might approach human settlements or areas out of curiosity. However, this behavior can sometimes escalate to aggression, especially if the bear feels threatened or cornered. Climate change and habitat loss. As sea ice melts due to climate change, polar bears are forced to spend more time on land. This can increase the likelihood of human-bear interactions, especially in remote Arctic communities. Bears that are hungry and unable to find sufficient food sources might be more prone to approaching human settlements. Lack of fear. Polar bears do not have the same level of fear of humans as many other bear species due to their isolation in the Arctic and limited historical interactions with people. This can lead to bears approaching humans in search of food or out of curiosity. Unpredictability. In comparison to some other bear species, polar bears can be more difficult to predict in terms of their behavior. Their remote habitat and limited interactions with humans mean that it's harder to gauge their typical reactions. To mitigate the potential risks of polar bear encounters and ensure safety for both humans and bears. In polar bear habitats, be vigilant and follow guidelines from local authorities and experienced guides. When traveling in polar bear territory, carry deterrents like bear spray or firearms as a last resort. store food and dispose of waste properly to avoid attracting bears to human settlements. In areas where polar bears are known to be present, travel in groups and make noise to avoid surprising bears. If you encounter a polar bear, do not approach it. Slowly back away and avoid eye contact. It's important to respect the natural behaviors of polar bears and their environment while taking necessary precautions to prevent dangerous interactions. Polar bears are a critical part of the Arctic ecosystem, and efforts to reduce human-bear conflicts are essential for both species' survival. Number 1. Moose. Moose can potentially be dangerous to humans due to their large size, unpredictable behavior, and territorial nature. While they are generally not aggressive, there are situations in which moose might pose a risk to human safety. Size and strength. Moose are among the largest land mammals, with adult males or bulls often weighing over 1,000 pounds and standing up to 6 feet tall at the shoulder. Their sheer size and strength mean that any interaction with humans can result in serious injury. Protecting calves. Female moose or cows can become highly protective of their young calves, especially during the calving season. If a human or perceived threat approaches a calf, a mother moose might react aggressively to defend her offspring. Territorial behavior. During the mating season or rut, bulls can become more aggressive as they compete for mates. A bull moose might perceive humans as competitors or threats, leading to aggressive behavior. Surprise encounters. Moose can have poor eyesight and may not easily detect humans from a distance. If a human suddenly appears in close proximity, a startled moose might react defensively. Dietary concerns. In some areas, moose have become accustomed to finding food near human settlements. This can lead to increased interactions, and if moose start associating humans with food, it can lead to potentially dangerous encounters. To reduce the risks of encounters with moose and ensure human safety, maintain distance. Always give moose plenty of space. If you encounter a moose, give it a wide berth and avoid getting between a calf and its mother. Stay quiet. If you spot a moose, move away quietly and avoid sudden movements or loud noises that might startle them. Avoid provocation. Do not approach a moose, attempt to feed them, or behave in a way that might provoke them. Be cautious while driving. Collisions with a moose can be extremely dangerous for both the animal and humans. Drive cautiously in areas where a moose are known to be present. Overall, while moose are not inherently aggressive toward humans, it's important to respect their space and behavior in their natural habitat. Educating yourself about moose behavior and following safety guidelines when encountering them can greatly reduce the likelihood of dangerous situations.
Little closer.
It's the moose though.
Little closer.
Come on. You guys are f***ing idiots.
No, it's on your foot.
Get him. Yeah, get him. Get him. Get him.